Hello guys, I'm Futureal. I stream 5 days a week or on twitch.tv/Futureal, and in this video it's another one from the Project Diablo 2 beta servers. Season 5 is starting in about a week and we are testing now the endgame builds. In this video it is the Necromancer. We're going to test the Clay Golems, we're going to test the Cursed Necro with Dark Pact, and we're also going to test Psn Nova. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me with a like and a subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment down below with what you are going to play in the next season, and also how the season is starting for you. Until the next video, take care, and I will see you soon. Right, here's the Necromancer again, guys. And we are building or using a Dark Pact Necromancer. It's a little unclear which is the best way of building this. So we just went for the full set. And the mercenary is wearing Doom for the crowd control. I don't really know what's the best combination. I'm gonna find that out during the season if I'm choosing to go this build myself. I think the one thing that really makes this build attractive to play is how easy it is to get the full Trang set. You can have the full Trang set on day 2, day 3 without too much investment, and you can just upgrade these to better pieces once you can afford it. So I think if it works with Trang set and there is a build with unique items or set items later on that is better, you can at least start with this and then transition into a endgame later on if you want to. So we're just playing Horo, full Trangs, Mara, Wisp, Stone of Jordan, Waterwalks. We have Battle Orders on swap, some life and mana, small charms, and Curse Skillers, Torch and Annie. Nothing particularly exciting to look at there. So the curses, we have maxed Curse Mastery. We have 1 in Amplify Damage, 1 in Dim Vision, 1 in Decrepify, maxed Dark Pact, and Iron Maiden. So this is the core of the build, what I just illustrated for you. You're gonna have a few points spare. You're gonna have a lot of points spare, actually. It's up to you how you want to distribute them. I chose to go Golem Mastery with Blood Golems. You can do, let's say, Golem Mastery and do 1 Blood Golem or 1 Clay Golem. You can put more points in Teleport if you want that. You can put more points in Curses to have bigger radius and a bigger damage bonus from Dark Pact. It's all up to you. But that's what I chose to do right here. So we have this 245% Throne of Insanity map. So let's just jump in and get going. Where did I put my Blood Golems? There. Buff those up. And here we go. We cast all 3 curses and then we blow it up. Oh, that was a little lag right there. What's that? It's a lot of APM with this build, but the damage is really nice. I do like this quite a lot. And we have had the question of using the quick cast, and I am not going to do that. If that's something you want to do, by all means, you can play it that way. That's not for me. But yes, it's a very, very high APM build. It is. There's a lot of cursing. There's a lot of casting. If that's not for you, then completely understandable. But it is a very, very nice build. Does a ton of damage. And I think that you're going to have a lot of fun playing this build on the upcoming ladder, if this is what you want to do. And you know, it's also a fairly cheap build if you consider it just to be the full Trangs. So yeah, this works really well. This is a tier 3 map. Probably not optimal gear. No corruptions. So absolutely, check out this build if you are intending to play Necromancer this season. It's a completely different playstyle than many other things. So you might have a lot of fun with this build right here. But I think that's gonna be it for the Dark Pact Necromancer. Now over to the last Necro build. On the Necromancer, guys, first Necromancer build, and we're gonna start with the Clay Golem build. It's also one of the ones that we tested in the early game. You can see we're using an Act 5 mercenary. We did a lot of testing on stream to come to this conclusion. We found that the clear speed from the Act 5 mercenary being increased damage, much higher damage than the Act 1 mercenary. It all actually makes up for the vigor that you can get from that mercenary. So I don't really think that it matters if you play Act 5 or Act 1. Basically just play the one that you like. So I prefer the Act 5. I did not see any difference in clear speed between the two. From the testing that I did, I actually found it slightly lower with the Act 1 mercenary because of the lack of damage from the mercenary itself. But we're gonna go for this one, and the build is basically Beast with Fortitude and these Laying of Hands, String of Ears, and Gores. Pretty straightforward physical damage dealer mercenary right there. Character is using Call to Arms and Lidless. You see we are missing out on these two items when we swap. We have calculated the strength that we would need up to 106, so that's 24 strength for potentially gaining 2 skills when these are corrupted. But 2 skills on battle orders is less health than 24 strength into vitality. So that's why you see these turn red when we swap weapons. We're playing the Unending Will in a +2 to Clay Golem base. We have full Trangs. We have SOJ, we have Wisp, we have Maras, and we have Water Walks. Life Res, Torch Annie, and Summoning Skillers with Life. We also did some massive deep dive testing against this set of items right here. The Arachnid's Mesh, Steel Shade, and Storm Shield variety. And we found that the builds have virtually identical outcome when it comes to survivability, so damage reduction and res. When it comes to plus skills, the Trang set is actually 1 skill more. And everything else is the same, the FCR. And the Trang set also has about 19 more life at level 95. So imagine the price of a +1 skill corrupted Storm Shield with 30 DR and 2 sockets compared to 1 skill on, for instance, the Triangle's Shield. The builds are identical or virtually identical. Trang builds 1 more skill, as I said. But this setup right here is just way more expensive. So if you're going to play a Clay Golem Summoner, or even a Skeleton Summoner, you should test that out yourself, of course. But the Triangle set is unbelievably good. Unbelievably good. The build is as follows. We have 1 point in Bone Armor. We have 10 points in Curse Mastery to be able to cast 2 curses. 1 point in Decrepify and max amp damage. So we're casting amp and decrep. We have 1 panic point in Dim Vision for instance, let's say in River of Blood. If you come around the corner and you see archers across the river and everything is running away from you, you can cast Dim Vision on the pack and they will not shoot you. In the summoning, we have maxed Golem Mastery. We have put in 29 in Blood Warp, so that goes to 30 with Battle Command. Max Blood Golem, max Iron Golem, and we have put the rest of the points in Clay Golem. This is actually the right way of doing it. This damage scaling from Clay Golem is less than the damage scaling from the synergies. So do it this way right here. and then dump the rest of your points in Clay Golem. So we have a 263 density Throne of Insanity map. I'm going to show you guys how this build does over there. So we go in and we have to buff up with Battle Command. I guess I have to remap this guy right here. So shield, shield, swap back. Summon 5 golems. Back to battle orders, buff them both up. Back to full gear. Summon both to get to 7. And now we can go. Now we can start playing. So there's a little bit of a rotation to the summoning here. So we're just this is a pizza build, like we established before. There we go. And use your Broad Warp to reposition your units. It's kind of annoying when there's an intersection like this. So yeah, pretty good build. It is a summon build, of course. So you know, it is a bit more passive than you might be comfortable with, but that's what you can expect from a summoning build in the first place. So if this is not for you, that is completely understandable. But as for a summoning build, this is pretty damn strong. I'm not gonna lie. This is very nice. Yeah, this is also a pretty nasty map, so, you know, it's a tier 3 map, pretty nasty stats. Merc is equal to your level until you are level 98. Then he will stay at 98 while you can level to 99. Yeah, I think this is a pretty strong build. You know, as I said, it is a summon build, but as for a summon build, this is pretty good. Try to curse everything here. And the safety, of course, on this character is unparalleled. There is hardly anything safer than a summon Necro. Maybe a summon Druid, because he technically has a lot more health. But a summon Necro is pretty damn safe. So yeah, that was that. Summon Necromancer, Clay Golem variety. Very nice build. Not too expensive. You can play it at a very high level, just with the Trang set. We have compared it to a set that is much more expensive, and this is still slightly better. So yeah. Check out the Summon Necromancer if you want to play Necromancer, and let me know how you like it. Alright guys, we have arrived at the third and last of the Necromancer builds that we are testing in the endgame. This is going to be the Psn Nova Necromancer. So we are choosing to go with Doom for the crowd control. And just Doom and these Templar, Laying of Hands, String of Ears, and Gores. Pretty standard. Call to Arms and Lidless, of course. We're doing Steel Shade. 2-8 Necromancer FCR Amulet. We're only playing at 48 FCR right now because we don't have corruptions, so we would normally play at 75 if we had this on the live servers, but we cannot do that right now. Storm Shield, Waterwalks, D-Web, Bramble, Trangs, SOJ, Wisp, and Arachnid Smash. Life Rest Charms, Life Mana Charms, Torch Annie, and Poison and Bone with Life right here. So we have a 241 density throne map. We're going to check that out. It's going to show you the talents real quick. So we have, let's go here. We have maxed Psn Nova, Desecrate, Poison Strike, 1 in Bone Armor. We have 1 in Blood Warp, of course. Maxed Golem Mastery for some targets, some soaking targets. And we have dumped the rest of the points in lower res. Now, there is other stuff you can do with these points here. If you want to have more lower res, you want to play a different curse, you can play double curse mastery for more safety with like decrep. So a lot of stuff you can do. The core of the build is basically these 60 points right here. 1 in bone armor and teleport. And then a solid amount in lower resist. That's what you need to do, and you can kind of like play around with the extra points. So let's jump down and let's see what we can do here. We need to summon these. Okay. So we don't have a super low cooldown on hang on. There. So we have the ability to use both Desecrate and Psn Nova here. And you can pretty much choose whichever you prefer. The Desecrate one is a little safer, because you can stand in a distance. So that works pretty well. Just lower res, Desecrate, and watch it blow up. And fill with Psn Nova if you want to do that. We also have Corpse Explosion, but Corpse Explosion isn't really effective unless you have a bazillion points in it and its synergies. So as you can see, it's a very, very high damage build. It's not as fluent as I would have liked. It's a little clunky. Might want to consider to put more points in Blood Warp to get this a little, just a little more fluid. I basically chose the Golems because I don't really like the revives. I mentioned in the introduction that there's plenty of points that you have to play around with for this build. So if you like to play revives instead, by all means, you can do that. You can put some points in... oh, look at that. Just found our Dongos. You can play with revives instead of Clay Golems if you want, and have more points in both low res and in Blood Warp. That's all up to you. The core of the build is like 65 points or whatever. But yeah, this build is pretty strong. I do like this build quite a bit. But let's check out the Dungo. 1135. Ugh, that's a bin tier. Bin tier Dungos there, guys. But pretty cool build. I do like the Psn Nova build quite a bit. One of my favorite builds on PD2. No, not on PD2, I mean on Resurrected. Psn Nova is like my all-time favorite build in the entire game. It's a very, very nice build. So if you are enjoying the Poison Necro, check out this build. It's still gonna be very strong. Will take a little bit of time to like fine-tune a build that fits for your playstyle. After taking a look at what I did initially, I think I would have maybe chosen to not go golems, because I feel like the build is a little clunky. I think I would have put more points in Blood Warp and rather go for revives to sort out some tanking units around you. I like the clay golems. I like the fact that there are many, they cleave, they do high damage, but I very, very desperately need more points in Blood Warp, I feel like, and some extra points in low res would not hurt either. I hope you enjoyed this Necromancer video, guys. If you did, click the buttons down below, leave your comment, and I will see you guys on the next video.